Boozed and Bothered on occasion may contain content that readers and listeners find offensive or distasteful. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast or on the articles on the website are solely those of the individual authors, speakers, and or guests, and do not necessarily reflect the views of Boozed and Bothered as a whole or the views of any of Boozed and Bothered's affiliate or parent companies and organizations. Enjoy the show.
France has banned guns.
They haven't hit a single target. All they've hit is children.
Now they're rolling down the street with a fucking Panzer.
You wouldn't just jump in and get all up in it?
And all of a sudden, you both take like 3 steps back and fucking look at me like I'm a weirdo.
Ice-T was coming to pick him up.
18th century relic, my fat fucking ass.
They're locking up the detergent.
Can we not take a turn in this conspiracy town, please?
I feel like there should not be 1,000 people on the freeway right
Why the fuck not?
Knowledge could be anything, and nuts and
Do you think police brutality is an issue?
Oh wait, we're putting tinfoil on.
That's coming in through the bum.
now. I'm straight white male.
Derp, derp, derpy, derp, derp.
I'm not gonna get boozed and bothered about it.
Cheers to that.
Yeah,
He was like, he just tweeted it out. Mitch McConnell announced that he will cancel the Senate's August recess.
get closer to that, Mike.
Sorry, I was reading a tweet. It's very it requires the
very
focus. Great. Maybe the Democrats will finally get something done other than their acceptance of high crime and high taxes. We need border security. You know,
Whatever, tariff man. Shut up.
it's
Fucking asshole.
it sounds so like when you say it while
Fucking
laughing.
America first mentality, my ass.
I mean, I like America to be first to everything, and you know, if we're gonna be first in
Well,
crime
obviously,
too, then if we're gonna be first in murders, you know, whatever.
I mean,
If
we
we're
have
gonna
the
be first in heroin overdoses.
we
I
have the
don't care.
prison population rate to reflect such a thing.
They're all guilty.
Although they don't correlate, so
What doesn't correlate?
all those murders and the prison population rate. The prison population rate is mostly victimless crimes. So
Those bastards.
I know.
Well,
Like the weeds.
yeah, they shouldn't have gotten caught.
All that
It's
all
just
that
being
all that all that
Listen, if
what
you
is
get,
it? Montana weed?
if
Because
you get more than detention for smoking weed, you're fucking out. Okay, you're slippery.
all that
I'm just kidding. I know that
supposed
there are sad cases happening in life.
supposed Montana weed because USA Today has no fucking idea where Colorado is.
That was Wyoming.
Or Wyoming, yeah, that's right.
Well, you could now be an editor for USA Today, Sean. Way to know your states.
I barely remember that map, okay. All I know is that it was the wrong square-shaped state. It was not Colorado.
But is that as bad? Well, what's worse?
And I know where Colorado is because it's one of the 4 corner states.
Right.
What's worse? What do you mean what's worse?
Well, was the Wyoming masking itself as Colorado by USA Today worse than the chainsaw attachment?
Oh, no, God, no. Well, hold on. Guns are not common knowledge, right?
This
They're
is
not.
America.
This is America, but guns are not. We don't. I mean, there's very few schools have rifle classes anymore and things like that, right? But every school has a geography class that teaches you American geography. You learn that shit growing up.
Well, geography and political boundaries are 2 different things.
But still, it's you're learning this. You learn the states. There's the fucking song which I never memorized.
Wait. You don't learn the states in high school?
You learn the states growing up. I didn't say in high school. I meant in school.
See, you know, the further I get away from Galt, the more I appreciate that little ho-dunk. I swear to God, we learned more about everything. We learned about life.
Oh, come on. And the 4 corner states, to be straight, like Colorado's one of the 4 corner states. And you learn about that also in school and how they all intersect in that. It's not a hard state to forget. Now, there's a lot of states out there that not a lot of people, maybe on our side of the country, know of. You know, you get shown the state.
Coast.
You get shown the state and its shape, and I don't fucking know where that is.
People.
Like, you know, I don't know what the shape of South Carolina is. I don't know. But when it comes to Colorado, like, you know, it's a 4 corner state. Maybe I'm biased because
we're also Westerners.
I'm West. Yeah,
We're
that's
Westerners.
fine. That's
And those people over in like New Europe.
it's the funner side of the country.
Apparently. But we don't even know. Listen,
Hey, I do. You got a point because I do remember Adam saying he didn't know where Oregon was when we were going through Oregon. When he was
see, they don't
growing
care
up.
about us. Why should we care about
he
them?
was just like, if I was asked what,
Fuck you, Pennsylvania, in particular.
he said if he was asked where what the states were on the West Coast, he would have been like Washington, California, and I don't know, Idaho. So there's that.
Doesn't he
that.
have to fly to these places?
Well, yeah, I'm talking about when he was growing up. He wasn't a pilot
Oh.
in high school.
Well, I don't know his life.
Okay, well,
He's a pilot now.
he is a pilot
As
now.
far as I know, he's been a pilot the whole time I've known him.
Well, that's not false at all. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm laying out the story for you to clarify because you had a question. That's all I'm saying. We got to go back to Oregon.
Does Adam know how to land in Oregon?
I don't know if he's ever flown to PDX. Whatever. We got to go back to Oregon for the record. We need to have another drunk bike ride day through Portland and get stuck at a permanent carnival. Might I add?
The permanent carnival definitely seals like Portland's significance in American culture.
Those rides, those carny rides were screwed into the ground, bolted on foundations
they
built
weren't-
for them
they weren't
out of
going anywhere.
concrete.
Which was very comforting, actually, because when I get on a carnival ride, I always, pray a little bit
Yeah.
just in case it's my last chance to. This is why people accuse me of not liking fun. I like fun things. It's just that, they always disappear for a year and then they magically come back with less paint
Yeah.
and like 3 screws less. And I'm just like, this could be the day I meet the maker.
The only thing
Not of this ride, but
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. The only thing I ever feel the most safe on, or the least unsafe on at the state fair, is the monorail because it's been there the longest. But, wear and tear. So it's not that much.
Where does it even go?
less
I forget
unsafe.
where it goes. I know
Just
it goes through
around.
like 2
it
buildings.
just goes around. It just goes around. It's not like the Disney monorail where it's kind of fun. Like, it just goes around.
Do other states have a monorail?
I don't fucking know.
Well,
I was
we
invited to.
We
I
are
was,
really big assholes for not knowing about other states'
We
state
are.
fairs.
I was invited to the Washington State Fair twice. Both years I was there. Neither did I go. But
I mean, it just sounds like it'd be a bunch of cowboys and gay people.
that's probably not untrue.
I mean, I would go to that, but I don't know if you would find that fun.
I'd find that fun.
Cowboys and gay people?
Yeah, why would I not find that fun?
I don't know. Tang the Hog takes on a new meeting.
I
Then.
grew up in Sacramento.
Oh, you only know cowboys and gay people.
I only
forgot.
know cowboys and gay people. I mean, these days it's changing.
Damn it, Keaton! I knew you'd come up.
These days it's I used to hang out at the Wrangler out in Wilton.
Oh
okay?
my goodness!
Like, I was one of the only brown people there. And if there were other brown people there, they certainly weren't of the Southeast Asian variety. They were generally Mexican. So,
Well. Oh, Wilton.
I was one of the only brown people there from that
This
hemisphere.
is the first time Wilton's been like announced on a recording. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
a lot of fond memories of that strange little place. There's a nice diner out there.
You can't knock Wilton. Those
there's a
people
Pizza
have
Bell.
more money than they'll let you know.
They have obnoxious amounts of money. They're very wealthy.
Yeah, don't let that like busted
They're-
down trailer sitting
No.
on the front patio like.
They're podunk wealthy. They got but they're that like cash in the mattress type. Like the depression's coming again.
The new Dust Bowl.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna hit Wilton specifically.
The new
They're
Dust
ready
Bowl.
though.
That's why we have 50-gallon limits on water.
Oh wow, someone's testy.
I am.
I'm testy. I like my 45-minute showers. I'm not afraid to admit it. I do a lot of good thinking in there.
I don't take long showers, but I cook, so I do a lot of dishes.
See, maybe
Okay.
that's the balance for me. Maybe I'll never hit that limit because.
You've cooked recently. You've been
Yes,
cooking.
I know I have been cooking, but I don't know that I use a whole lot of water.
I wonder how they're going to meter our units on that. Are they going to?
Shh. Quietly, like they already are. Jesus, Sean.
Okay.
Once this goes on the internet, it can't be taken down.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Nothing's ever lost.
Damn it, because there's other RSS sites that download our podcast directly to their database.
I have no idea what you just said, but
And they keep them. Even if we take ours down, they keep their copy.
see,
That's some bullshit. Nothing ever goes. You know, it reminds me of that Beyonce picture that went up on the internet, and she was like, "It needs to be taken down," and everyone laughed because they were like, "Have you met the internet? There's already like 1 million copies out there. You can't fucking. You can take the original down. That's it. You're toast. You're done. It's never going away."
Was that the one where she was falling during her halftime performance?
It was the one with the funny face. Yeah. and
where
people-
she was hulking out.
Yeah, she was all hulked out and shit.
Yeah.
It was just not flattering at all. There was no angle that could have made that good.
You know, you win some, you lose some, and she's won most. So
Yeah, that's fine. Hey,
Not
you
so
got to
bad.
take your L's once in a while. You got to take your L. Nobody's perfect.
everybody loves a comeback kid
Yeah.
because she got another halftime performance. on
Yeah.
that.
She didn't, I mean, that didn't exactly knock her out of the running. It was just an unflattering photo. It's not like she said some.
I don't even think did she even really want that, or was that just like the beehive buzzing?
It was the Beehive.
Not to bring them down on us, because I mean, all publicity.
I
is
got
good
nothing
publicity,
against
but
Queen Bee or Queen Bey, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Some people say Queen Bey, you know.
Sean, I
because
think
of the-
3 gray hairs just came into your head right now.
Is that true? No.
Yeah.
You know, because some people say Queen
Don't
Bey
admit our
because
age.
the Creole thing and whatever. But it's fine, whatever. But it was just an unflattering angle. It's not like she said anything controversial.
It can't ever be Bay. It's the beehive.
Okay. It's all I've heard different. That's all I'm saying. I'll accept both answers. Really, I'll accept both. You didn't quit fucking with me, okay?
Okay, Grandpa Sean.
Listen, he's fucking. I can't get all the pop culture references. There's a lot of pop culture in the age of the internet. Okay, it's everywhere, and
Well, we're pop culture.
God knows. The goal is one day. I don't know about Joe Rogan's status pop culture, but
Oh, I think of myself as an icon already.
well,
But that's been a long time for me.
I know. I'm very aware.
You want to take us in?
What are we drinking?
Well, take us in first,
Oh,
and then we'll
Jesus.
talk about this.
Okay.
Come on, there are methods.
That's fine. I want to welcome everyone to Boozed and Bothered, episode 25.
Who are you pointing to?
I'm just being animated.
Oh.
Episode 25. I am your co-host and producer, Sean, a.k.a. Daddy.
I'm Jonathan, and I'm wondering if there are cameras around for this. Because if this is our first recording.
He's your host.
Oh, yeah, I do that.
What are we drinking?
Okay. Business. I don't really know what we're drinking. We're drinking...
Who is this
Lab-
by?
It could either be special release. Doubt.
No, it's definitely not that.
It could be latitude 33 degrees. Possible. Or it could be Lost Cities. But I'm thinking that's the name of it.
There's something on the side of the can
But-
that'll tell you the actual name of the brewery generally, most of the time. Maybe not always. I could be wrong. Latitude 33 Brewing Co. in Vista, California.
Yeah, I just saw that too. I like that they put that they have Twitter, a website, Instagram, and Facebook on the side, because we do too, by the way.
Yeah, also. I also like how the little box describing the beer has an X, like it's a window that you could close.
Yeah, I think they're being kind of spicy and innovative or whatever, but I think that special release is just saying that it's a special release, and Lost Cities is the type of beer or the name of the beer, and hazy IPA is the type.
Right.
It's very confusing, but it is purple, and you know what? It's not bad.
Purple makes my mouth water.
Well, Sean, I was going to take that in a gay direction, but
I just want a basket of blueberries right now. That's really all I want. Or some grape soda. I'm not going to get either, but
okay.
erupting with notes of juicy citrus, hazy wonder, concealed discovery.
Well, sorry. Hold on. My mind needs to walk back because it was in a gutter somewhere. I'm here. How are you?
You're definitely, yeah. Not on Grindr. I'm. Why did you ask me? Wow. Whatever. Okay. So.
Listen.
What?
Oh, I had no
What do you-
point. I just wanted to break. I don't know.
Just
You.
stop for a minute. Okay. Collaborate and listen. So there's a good amount going on in the news today. A lot this week. A lot having to do with our beloved golden state of California. But we're gonna start at a national level first because you bring it wide and then you hone it in, right? bring it wide, hone it in. And
Yeah, you focus on what's more important.
you know, in the news today, or recently, Kellyanne Conway accidentally calls Trump, quote, commander of cheese on live television.
Okay, while this may not have made headlines outside of
You are always sending me links that my phone's just like, you have to download this app for.
oh, because they did it on my laptop earlier. Well, and Yahoo's really invasive. She said it as like it was a slip in the middle of like an answer, and it was pretty funny. But I didn't send that to you to be.
I'm just sorry. I'm a little salty about it. That's all.
I was just.
It's fine.
Some cheeses have salt.
It's true, and they're delicious.
Yeah.
I was at the farmer's market this week and was tasting some salty cheeses. It was great. You know,
What? Where was I?
probably sleeping. I went at like 8. You know, I'm getting up early these days.
Oh,
I'm up at like 5 or 6 in the morning now.
whatever. I'm glad you're sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think she was wrong. I don't think she meant to be right, but I think she was. You know, like I think that.
What does she mean by that? What does she mean by commander of cheese? I gotta know.
Well, you know that's got to be like a back. Like,
Is it just an
that's-
inside
that's got-
joke of sorts?
Yes, that has to be a West Wing like staff joke. Like POTUS is thick. You know that. Okay, you know he asked for extra cheese on his McDonald's orders.
He's the thickness.
He is the thickness.
With 2 C's.
Yeah, it's true. And you know that Commander of Cheese is what they call him behind his back in the West Wing. First of all, I don't want a reboot. I want a next administration version of the West Wing. That's what I need out of this.
Should we make it like should it be like a reality show? Can we just follow them around with cameras?
Didn't you watch the original West Wing?
No, dog.
First of all, you are missing on some of the most sardonic humor.
Bro, I caught up on Friends 2 years ago, okay? Listen.
Friends isn't funny when you're 30.
Uh,
Friends is actually really upsetting when you're 30, and I'm not appreciating that fact.
it was funny, but it was funny because I remembered my first go around in our apartment complex and how we were all kind of like that.
Well, yeah, but when you actually
stealing each other's liquor
allow the jokes
and-
to play out, like they're not really that funny. They take on a very. It's not that they're not funny. They take on a different meaning when you're 30.
Is it more traumatic?
No, you can just kind of see that one. It was definitely a different era. I think that shows up more, but it.
Like when they had the original
realize
MacBooks
things
on the show that were like funny colored.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you kind of like you look at some of the things that the cast are doing, and you're like. Like people like to point out the apartment that there's no way that Monica could have afforded that apartment. So like fan theories run. I don't know. Anyways, that's a side block. But no, I would like to see. I would like to see a new West Wing show, and I don't want it to be. I want it to be in the same cinematic universe as that one, just a different administration. I don't want it to be a reboot. I don't want any new characters. I want all those characters to, to not be
like
there.
old now and.
Well, yeah, but Allison Janney is still an amazing actress, and
Sure.
I would love to see her pop up as like a talking head, like giving like opinions on the current administration on some news outlet.
Like a news outlet.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
I forget if she was the communications director or if she was the actual press secretary. I forget. Anyways, the show was hilarious. But I I would love Commander of Cheese to be like an inside joke on that show, because that's now what I imagine real life to be like.
Okay. That's fine. What station was she on? She said this on live television, right?
Yeah, of course she said this on live television.
Where was she? Who was she talking to? Who drew these words, these amazing words out of her mouth is what I want to know.
I want to say she was talking to CNN,
Oh.
which is probably why she didn't feel she needed to be that professional. But but, we're at least on her top game.
Right.
But listen, you have to give her credit. After like 2 years, that being her like first fumble mumble, people accuse her of lying a lot, but she's never fucked up that bad.
Is that a lie? That's not a lie, though.
It's not a lie. She tells lies bold face, but that's like the first slip of the tongue. That's how
She slipped on the truth?
Sean. Yes. That's how you know that a little bit of that squeaky little truth demon came out and was like, this is what we call the president. Let's slip this in. It gave me a lot of life this morning.
Did it?
Yeah, I sipped it over coffee. Didn't even need sugar.
You've been on the news all day, haven't you?
Yeah,
Even before you came jerking off to Drudge Report.
it's my favorite activity. It's nothing saucier.
All right. Oh, my God. So primaries happened here in the Golden State
They happen in other states, but they're less important.
to
Us,
Californians.
the ones that matter.
All right. So
The real Americans.
that's
just
arguable most of the time. That's arguable to most people east of here and west of
Come
the
on,
East
Sean,
Coast.
you've met real Americans.
I have met
Would
a lot.
rap. Great time every time.
Hey, I got nothing against the Heartland. Okay, coming
I wasn't
from
talking about the Heartland. I was talking about Pennsylvania.
are they real Americans?
Well, that's where the Constitution was signed.
Oh, I've only met a couple Pennsylvanians in my life. Not a lot of them. I just like one of their football teams.
It's an interesting country.
Isn't there Amish out? No, or is that Ohio?
Amish, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
move. It's just that their wagons don't go very fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. But they're mostly up in that like northern and sort of northeast corridor area, Midwest, where there's I guess not all too much stuff going on.
Well, these days, I think they're looking for inhabitable forests so that they can build their fireplaces. But
And get the fuck away from civilization.
no, to sell their fireplaces to civilization. Don't you watch TV?
No, bro. I definitely don't do that.
Oh, it's been their latest venture.
I don't have cable. I don't play those games no more. Okay, listen.
I was going to insult Comcast, but then I
yeah.
feel a thunderbolt coming.
Oh my God! So primaries happened,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got Gavin Newsom obviously leading the way for the Democrats.
Gavin Newsom. He's
Agreed.
so annoying.
Agreed.
It's a shame he's he is very handsome. And I don't mind that, but I would hate to look at a piece of shit that smiled nicely. That would hurt me.
What?
I hate him. I really just don't like him.
What is it about him?
Well, one, he's the former mayor of San Francisco, and he did. I mean, at the time, it's not that there's any policies that he has that I don't.
That fucking plan.
Well, I don't like him, but there's nothing that I definitely hate. It's just that I don't want him to continue Jerry Brown's bullshit, and I know he would.
Yeah, he will. He absolutely will.
And I really, God, and I hate John Cox. He's like, if there's a worm in politics, it probably is Cox. But and he miraculously is the Republican that ousted everyone else for the second place in California. And in case people don't know, despite the fact that all news media has been hammering it as like some sort of new information, California primaries determine a top two and put them up in November. It's a nonpartisan top two grab.
Right.
I
love how saucy the LA Times is in this article.
They're a little bitter. Yeah, they are a little bitter, and they're flexing their little sarcastic muscle a little bit more these days.
I see that. I really, I that's a shout out. I appreciate that. Good job, John Healy.
Mm-hmm.
You're
But it's like
Judging from Tuesday's primary results, the blue wave in California means Democrats waving at their polling places as they drove by. Skip down a little later. 97% of precincts reporting less than 21% of registered voters had cast ballots. That's in line with the anemic turnout in the 2014 primary and far, far below the 5 previous midterm election primaries. Who said this year was special? Oh, right. Democrats did.
Democrat voters don't care.
No?
No. Because they
They care about protesting.
Well, that's when you get to throw rocks and things and insults at people who don't care what you have to say or do.
And then trying to get my signatures for rent control every 5 minutes in their
That's another. Well,
knit beanie and cargo shorts.
One would
In the
say that
middle
the
of
one thing
summer.
about activists is that they always complain about things, but they never actually figure out how to accomplish them.
Why are we doing this again?
Doing what?
The rent control. It didn't work in 2 major cities.
Are we doing rent control here?
They're certainly trying.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
Isn't that the definition of insanity?
Well, if they got jobs, they would probably have an easier time affording things.
I get it. The rent's getting up there. I get it. And certain jobs make it a little hard to afford your place, whatever. You might have to downgrade your means
Or move.
and all that, or move. I get it. But like, why are we trying this again? This is a terrible idea. It's constant. It didn't work out in New York. It didn't work out in San Francisco. What makes you? I mean, what makes you think it's going to work out again?
Two of the most unaffordable cities on the planet.
Yeah. And San Francisco, just a few years ago, outpaced New York. And I've got friends in San Francisco paying upwards of $2,000 for a studio apartment.
I mean, well, yeah, but the problem is that they're all moving out and coming here.
Also true, but like, that's for another day. It's for
What's
another-
most
it's for
interesting
another
about the
day.
primary, especially at the governor level, though, if you want to pull it back, Mr. Angry Pants, was how much support in precincts John Cox actually got, because he did a pretty solid number. Now, Gavin Newsom definitely blew him out of the water, numbers-wise, but a lot of the counties on the map that went to Cox it's kind of a mixed bag. Some of them went to Trump, but a few of them flipped. Yeah, flipped from Clinton in 16.
Oh yeah.
Flipped from 16 Clinton to Cox. So, I mean, that's a little bit interesting. And, I mean, it all depends on what Democrats do. If Democrats stay home, Travis Allen, who came in 4th, he did have a point. 4.3 million Californians put Jerry Brown into office.
Yeah.
But 4.4 or 4.5 million votes were for Trump in the last election from Californians. So all they need to do is get or raise that Republican turnout, and they can win. I don't know if I want John Cox as a governor, but I definitely don't want Gavin Newsom.
I just think that the possibility of having a Republican in the gubernatorial seat in California is interesting.
But those are the numbers. I mean,
I know.
Granted, the number
we've been blueberry for so long.
most of our lives, yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a deep Republican core here.
There
It's
is.
just not as
This
populous.
gets beaten out by the coasties.
But if they feel like they have a chance by bulk turnout for registered Republicans at least, or if they can sway enough independents, that would be interesting. Cox is a new Republican, newish Republican. He's only been one for a few years,
Sure.
which is no problem. He's against the gas tax, which I don't know if the rest of the country knows, sucks balls here for everybody.
All the time.
And I don't know that he's talked
Fuck driving.
specifically about like you were talking about the water bill thing by the way, this would limit
We'll get to that.
50 gallons of water. Like there are limits that are being put on, and they all take effect after. See, here's the thing that politicians do, and it always pisses me off, is that they'll sign legislation that where the shit starts to slip after they're out of office. This is a classic thing. Obama did it with the Affordable Care Act.
Right, yeah.
People like to blame Bush for the subprime mortgage lending falling out, but those were all rules that were put into place
Under Clinton.
in his second term. And all of these things always fall out after the president's left. So whoever takes over from them has to figure it out, and if they don't, then the shit hits the fan on their watch.
Right.
And that's in every political post, especially the executive ones like president or governor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not like a Democrat thing. Pete Wilson let the energy grid slip. That whole thing where we had rolling blackouts in the early 2000s that put
Gray Davis into the shitter.
Blackout Davis.
Yeah.
That got him recalled, I think for the first time in California history. He was the first governor or something like that.
And we ended up with the governor.
Yeah, we did get Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor, which, I mean, Republican to get elected in California was probably the right kind of Republican. Plus,
He was he was like a very blue Republican.
Yeah.
He was purple.
Progressive Republican.
He's a West Coast Republican.
Well, sure. I would say me too, but that's a different movement. No pun on the fact that he had a child with his housekeeper, but
Well,
all of us too.
I don't have a housekeeper.
You can get one. Pay cash, avoid taxes.
Duh.
Taxation is theft. I don't know what it would take to get a Republican back in, but if Trump has an effect on like this, to get even a Republican to the top two, like that's a pretty significant thing, especially considering that for Senate, what's his name, Kevin DeLeon or whatever, is trailing Dianne Feinstein for re-election, despite the fact that Dianne Feinstein is one of the only Democrats in the history of American politics to be around to sign the Declaration of Independence and strip away guns. I'm not saying she knew Jesus. I'm just saying he was probably her godfather when she was born and confirmed. She easily pulled a first place in the Senate race. So there are two Democrats that
Not at all surprising.
Well, she has the name recognition. I think everybody knows who Dianne Feinstein is. She's certainly been around screaming at people for long enough.
Just a dumpster fire.
But also with Gavin Newsom, the potential is there for Gavin Newsom. The likelihood that Gavin Newsom will be our governor is there. But we'll continue the stupid bullet train nonsense. The slowest bullet train on the planet, by the way, that goes...
You can't call it a bullet train if it doesn't even travel remotely close to the speed of a bullet.
It'd be different if it was a bullet train that traveled as fast as liberals think bullets travel. But, it would be very... that would be interesting. But we're not there yet.
It'd be dangerous.
The G-forces.
I think Elon Musk is trying to build something
but this bullet train's going to go 80 miles an hour?
That's not a bullet. That's not a bullet train. There's regular transit that travels that fast.
During non-peak hours, that's what everybody drives on 5.
Yeah. Sometimes during peak hours.
Those are the lucky ones. Bastards.
Taking that shoulder lane,
All emergencies are emergencies, Sean.
Hey,
Sometimes
I wasn't judging. They're not hurting nobody. I'm not mad about it. Listen, me getting mad at that is like getting mad at the kid who's cutting in line to get back to class after recess. I Who's mad? Why are you mad about it?
Everybody hated that kid.
Why? Looking back on that, why? Why? We're all just going to end up sitting at our desks listening to a lecture I'm not going to remember. Well, I focus on, next time we get to go down the slide or the balance beam or some shit. It's fine. Play dodgeball, whatever. I'm just saying. I'm just
Wow, this has really impacted you.
I'm driving the shoulder. I ain't mad about it. The cops are gonna be mad about it. If you get pulled over, it's not my fault. I'm just saying. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying I'm not mad about it if you do it. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
It's victimless crime.
until it becomes a victim.
Who?
A victim-filled crime? What would you call that? A
Crime.
victimed crime.
But yeah, there you go. What? How is that a victim crime? What?
I don't know. I was just following your tangent.
Who's gonna be the victim?
I said, or if a victim,
No, I know, I'm
Like,
just
if a
saying,
victim happens, what would you call that? If a victim appears,
suddenly a
kind of-
victim appears.
what kind of crime is that?
Depends on what you do. Could be vehicular manslaughter if they're walking. Could be.
Yeah, that's probably the classification. But if you're walking in the emergency lane on I-5, you're probably expecting that to happen.
If you're walking in one of the actual traffic lanes, yeah. The emergency lane?
They should know better.
You should know not to walk on a freeway.
Well,
It's just not smart. Aside from the fact that it's against the law,
yeah, or walk in the slow lane.
it just ain't smart.
God, people are so ridiculous.
Walk onto that off ramp and get the fuck off the freeway.
Speaking of off ramps,
So,
sorry, we were talking about nuisance and Cox.
wow, that worked out incredibly well.
Nuisance and Cox?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the California governor's race.
Yeah.
I decided this at like 8 this
Speaking
morning.
of governors, there's this fucking moonbeam asshole in office right now who recently signed a bill that makes me, well, I always knew why, but it certainly, definitely cements the reason why many people call us California. The water conservation bill. I don't
Outside
know if
of
that's
a
what it's
drought.
actually outside.
We actually had hail the other
I just
month.
want to say that during the drought, everyone's water usage went down, except for Los Angeles, whose water usage went up by 3%.
And they don't even have water there.
And they don't even have water there. I wonder where they get it. Thanks, Barbara Boxer.
And Feinstein.
And so Moonbeam, aka Jerry Brown, don't really like calling him that, signs this bill where it limits use of water per household to
And again, like I said, this starts in like 3 or 4 years.
right, but it to 55 gallons a day and to 50 gallons a day by 2030. I'm sorry. This is going to sound really extreme to some people, but this is communism.
Well,
It's okay. Hold on. It's communistic. It's not communist. It's not full blown.
it just, I wouldn't mind it if it wasn't the fact that the penalties are so fucking crazy.
I fucking mind it right out the gate. What's there not to mind? Families are completely different sizes. You're not going to go and tell a family of eight fucking people that they can only use 50 gallons of water a day. Now, for a single person, 50 gallons of water is manageable, right?
Did you see the penalties?
I saw the penalties, but I'm starting at the core of the issue right now, right?
$1,000 a day.
I get that. But I'm starting at the core of the issue right now. Right, and that's the thing. $1,000 a day. You're limiting people to 50 gallons of water with a $1,000 a day penalty to go over that, right? But if you have a family, a large family, they're going to go over that. They're going to go over that. They've
Well, I
got
think
dishes
fi-
to
I
do.
think
They've
it's
got
50
laundry to
gallons a
wash.
person.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure it's for the household.
No, I think it's $50 per person. Or 50 gallons per person.
The article
sorry.
I read said per household.
I don't think it's that strict. But at the same time, you have to. Like, there's so many weird things. Like, you would have to register like the number of people in your household. I would assume at that point.
You would have to register the number of people in your household?
Or like declare it like in a census or something
Sure.
like that. But I just like I don't understand why.
Why?
See, and this is why this goes back to like the net neutrality thing, right? Like where things are public goods instead of privately distributed or like private services coming in. Like what? Why don't is it per person?
No.
Well, I mean, I live alone.
I live alone.
I have no idea what kind of water usage I have. I never pay attention. But
Because we don't have to.
Sean,
What?
we definitely have to. It's part of our bills. God, so disrespectful. I don't know. Like why the state don't move to California. Okay, it's beautiful here. It's relatively nice. It's very like livable weather.
But you're fucking with my rent, number one.
But the politics in this state are so out of bounds and like crazyville that it's no wonder the rest of the country looks at us like we're just nonsensical
They
little
call
goblins.
us California, yeah.
Well, yeah. And by the way, Democrats, if you want to use California as a political model, remember, this is what happens every time. California over here, like, we lead the nation in progressivism, and the rest of the nation is like, we're progressives. And then California, like, takes a big shit on itself and calls it, like, a prize or something like that, and the rest of the country goes, But this is what California's Democratic government does all the time. This is what happens with one-party rule. Republicans are no better
No.
in states that are Republican-run.
No.
But, you know, like it's stupid shit like this that Democrats do that pisses me off slightly more than Republican bullshit. You know, I don't get it. I don't get the point of it. And Jerry Brown's gonna like he sits here and he says, "Oh, it's water allocation and preserving like the resource and yada yada yada." You don't see California like dumping dollars and cents into desalination technology with a fucking Pacific Ocean right next to us that we could probably make drinkable. Isn't that what desalination does?
Yes. You're right.
And yet we don't do that.
No. I think we're researching it, though.
Well, I mean, you would imagine that would be like a top priority so that we wouldn't have to fine people $1,000 a day potentially.
No, but we have to conserve the ocean, right? I think.
Doesn't the water go right back into it?
Not
Full
if
of
it
shit
goes
or
into our
not?
bodies. How do you...
All things go back to the ocean.
To dust you shall return. Listen, I just...
It would be, and if it doesn't, Sean, then isn't that an argument to do it to keep sea levels from rising?
Yes. No, yes.
Drink the sea.
That's
Drink
what
the
I was
sea.
originally getting
Drink
at.
the sea.
That, like,
Save us all.
sea levels are rising, right? Because ice caps are melting and things like that. So, like, let's drink it. Let's
Listen,
drink
I've
it.
seen the
Let's drink
proposed map, and like 60% of Florida goes underwater. I have no problems.
it. Damn, bro. That is saucy.
There's no dams that can stop that.
No. We don't have any Florida listeners. Yet, anyway.
Well, we won't if the sea levels rise. So
We might have some. It would turn into sort of an archipelago.
I know, but that, well, yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Then all of Florida will be the Keys.
By Orlando.
That's fun. Well, hey, I haven't been to Disney World yet. Okay, I at least want to do
It's
that.
not that great. The paint's chipping off.
What? You're telling me they can buy Marvel and Lucasfilm, but they can't afford a coat, a coat of paint?
All theme parks are like that. The sun wears them down.
Well, there's a lot of sun in Florida.
Isn't it the Sunshine State?
Yeah, they should get to painting. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. Florida's a weird mix of like hillbillies, alligators, and Cubans.
And old people. And old people.
I always put old people into one of those three categories.
Old Cubans? Old alligators?
And old rednecks.
An old red. Well, that's just a given. I don't need to announce that.
Well, I just did.
Every time I imagine a redneck, they're generally pretty old, sitting on their porch.
No, those are 20-year-olds. It's just a hard life.
At the trailer park.
Not all of them live at trailer parks, Sean. Some live in Welton.
That's not Florida, Jonathan.
It's pretty close to Florida. And geographically, it's closer to Florida.
Florida.
Florida than we are.
So, oh my god.
Take us forward, Daddy.
Oh my god. So
Onward unto dawn.
So what is this? What is this? Okay, so soldier accused of stealing armored tank apparently tweeted during Okay. This is some top-notch trolling right here. I'm here for this. I can appreciate this. This is
You really don't hear about this happening in other countries.
No, this is almost as good as Killdozer.
Isn't this
God
like the
bless
20th
Killdozer.
Was that 20 years ago?
Was that 20 years ago?
I don't know. It was a while ago. I think it was
Yeah,
the
you know,
anniversary
from the
of
videos
Killdozer.
I've seen, it looks like it was 20 years ago.
Is that a 90s thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, God bless Killdozer. Okay.
Wherever he may be.
Sometimes decent men are driven to do indecent things, you know.
Well, this guy's blaming drugs for stealing it. It's really like it's
Oh,
the military version
that's
of a
really
Garda truck. So,
That's really indecent. That's really
but he did steal it, and he did take police on a chase.
Killdozer was in protest. This guy was just, let's get high.
Listen, he was just probably trying to get to White Castle. You don't know. He
Hey,
was high.
I've actually never had White Castle.
It's
Is it delicious?
all right.
Because there was a movie about two high guys going to
Harold
White
and
Castle.
Kumar.
I know.
We know. This is our generation.
I know.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not the best thing.
Where does it rate? Is it behind or in front of McDonald's, Carl's Jr.? Oh, man.
Well, it's definitely above them.
Whoa. Double Westerns are fucking delicious.
Well, yeah, but that's a piece of a whole pie, and the whole pie for Carl's Jr. is
Their fries suck, but I think Carl's Jr. is great overall.
meh.
Wendy's is better.
And
Wendy's
Wendy's is probably
to prove it.
well. If they didn't have any spicy on their menu before, they're definitely spicy now. Wendy's, I think, is probably better than White Castle.
Wendy's is better than White Castle. Well, White Castle is better than McDonald's and Carl's Jr.?
Yeah, McDonald's has the fries, but
Not as good as they used to be. Now they cook with vegetable oil instead of what they used to cook with. So, you know, life goes on. Taco Bell.
not as good as Taco Bell.
Not as good as Del Taco.
See, I think Del Taco is better than Taco Bell.
Okay. So, White Castle is...
Don't disagree with me, Lou.
Hey!
Tell your dog I'm right.
So, White Castle is behind Taco Bell and Del Taco.
Yeah.
Behind Taco Bell and Del Taco, but after... And Wendy's, but after McDonald's and Carl's Jr.
Yeah, it's all right.
Or in front of. So, okay. So, it rates as okay.
Yeah. That's probably better. Like, it's hard to rate them because, you know, fast food really requires a mood. You know this. Stop disagreeing with me, Ludwig.
For those of you east of the Continental Divide, when we say Carl's Jr.,
Hardee's.
Hardee's, yeah.
Yeah.
God, you can let me finish explaining. That's fine.
That's the Amish. They can only turn on the radio for like 20 seconds
They
at a
don't
time.
need a Carl's Jr. There's too many electronics there.
Isn't it flame broiled?
Hey.
Or is that just a lie?
That's a good question. I don't spend any time in their kitchens. I don't know. So this tank, dude. Nobody's knocking. Calm down. So this tank driver, operator. What do you call someone who steers?
A military Garda driver.
What's the actual name?
I don't know. A driver of an armored vehicle that's not Garda. I don't know.
What the fuck ever. Where did this happen? This was where?
I believe in one of the Carolinas.
Virginia.
Yeah, same thing.
Virginia.
The northernmost Carolina.
No, it's Virginia. What?
East Virginia.
Is Virginia Low Country?
What? No, that's a European thing.
No, the Carolinas are considered Low Country.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I've never heard those words.
Fuck, do I ask you these things?
Well, you can only ask me things that are real, Sean.
That is real, you fucking asshole. Oh my God, he did tweet. He tweeted a video. He tweeted a video of him driving the tank during the chase.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
I told you
This-
to read our news sources.
Some heroes don't wear capes. This man is legend.
But is he not wearing a cape?
He's wearing his fatigues. That's not a cape. It's a
The
uniform.
cape of the country's dignity is on him.
Oh God. He's not wearing the flag. It's the-
It's on his uniform.
Well, then I'm kneeling.
I mean, I totally would too. He deserves that much.
Oh my God.
Just trying to support the troops.
He's legend. He's legend. Well, you should kneel for him in that case. Because he's legend. God, did Trump do anything this week? Is it I feel like it's too quiet.
He rejected. Yeah, he commuted the sentence of Miss Alice that Kim K
yeah,
wanted.
that's right.
Yeah, who says that?
Bravo.
Yeah, when your husband's friends are worth something,
Bravo.
things get done.
You know what? Sometimes you just need that MAGA hat olive branch.
And people question
things
that
get
marriage.
done. Things
she
get done.
saved a life. She married Kanye
Until
and saved a life.
Until he gets, transition surgery. But that's
Kanye's
fine.
not transitioning.
Never mind. Maybe it was too meta. But
Oh,
okay. I gotta go to this. Howard Schultz rips Democrats for veering too far left.
I hate that they put that as the headline because that was like one line in like a conversation that was 30 minutes long.
Well,
But,
who wrote? Wow, this is CNBC too,
yeah.
which is
Of course.
which is a left-leaning media outlet.
Well, they're trying to stroke two dicks at once, Sean.
Are they?
Yes.
Well, they are the money side of NBC, so that makes sense.
But the whole conversation was kind of about Howard Schultz made a public service state. Like he talked about public service going forward after he left the company. And so everyone's like speculating like a presidential run or something like that because everybody
From
wants
him?
Yeah, I think people forget.
No one in Seattle would vote for him.
Well, no, because
He
they
sold
would,
the Sonics.
none of those people like sports anymore. They've all left.
Now the Seahawks suck again.
Yeah.
How are we going to pay for these things? That's what he asked.
It was a great question.
It's
And
an amazing question.
you would think that, more people would be willing to answer that. Bernie Sanders just admits he's going to tax people. So, I mean, at least he's somewhat honest.
At least you get that out of Bernie.
Well, it's that and a faint pulse at this point. But,
And potentially all of your money.
yeah. I don't know that I would hate a Howard Schultz presidency. I would hope that if he did run, and I don't really want him to, but I would hope that if he did run, he would run as an independent. And if he were successful, I would hope that he would govern as an independent.
If you were to run under a major party ticket,
It would be
Democrat?
more Democrat for sure, but it would be more lucrative for him to be a Democrat in the primaries. It would definitely be harder to start as an independent. I don't think anybody would lie to him about that, but I don't know. The voting blocks constantly shift, and they're really shifting towards independence. So if independents can rally behind him, if he can kind of gather that middle ground, the problem is that he said things that would put off right-leaning independents, I think. Over the court, like he would get blasted by that from both sides.
right?
The race together thing would be brought back up, which is always going to be awkward for
Sure.
everybody who remembers it. And, things like that. And, how much of I think the big question for Howard, and one that was asked during that interview, is if he can tout a legacy as a businessman, and he definitely is a successful person, and he has built something that is incredible. When it comes to any business version of it, it's widely copied. With Starbucks, the problem is that the first time he left, things swung so far out of control for the company that he left that he was asked to come back, and he had to come back to save his own legacy. That's not exactly a political statement that someone would, in his position, want thrown out there. Because with politics, you want things to stick around, and you want your legacy to be, a big thing, which is why, people get so pissed off about Obama's legacy and Trump undoing it and whatever. And the same thing that Republicans complain about with Obama. I think that would be that would hurt him a little bit, to be like, you don't build lasting change.
Right.
That's not a good sign. If we just want somebody for the next 4 years, basically is what that's saying, is that he would be accused of being somebody who has a history of just building something for while he's in power. And then once it goes away, everything changes and falls apart. That's not a political campaign slogan that he wants tied to him. Starbucks will have to stand on its own. He's been out of his position for a year, but he's been on the board for the past year. So that's awkward. And part of that is making sure that Starbucks stands for the long term without him, so that he can say, it's all about putting the right people. You have to have a rebuttal to that. It's all about making sure that you have a vision that's clearly out there to be followed, and that people will emulate it because it works. That's the counter argument. It just has to be improved. I don't know. I think he would be a competent president. I don't know that he would. I think he would balance things. He cares about budgets. He cares about things like that. I don't
As a
know.
businessman, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know that he would do them. I don't know that he would be disliked. I don't know that he would necessarily be liked as a commander of cheese. As much as people don't like Trump or are very divisive about their opinions with Trump, this is a radically uncomfortable but kind of successful presidency so far. And it kind of sucks that it's so awkward and uncomfortable for everybody. And it sucks worse that he usually is the reason that things are uncomfortable or weird, because he does uncomfortable and weird things all the time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know that Howard Schultz would be able to command admiration or respect, or I think that there's a lot of people who would dislike him,
Right.
and that there were a lot of people who would doubt him, which they shouldn't. Neither side should, but because I think he's very competent, I just don't know that he would be the right kind of person to lead a country. I don't know that I would vote for him.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, politics and philosophy are one thing, but I would still be willing to vote for somebody that I disagreed with in a good number of areas if I felt that they would be capable and competent. I didn't vote for Trump, but I mean, I certainly didn't vote for Clinton either. And I thought Clinton would be incredibly capable at running the government. I thought that she would have been, a good president. I just didn't think she would be a good person, and I didn't think that she'd be respected not because she's a woman, but because she's an asshole.
Right.
And I think that, I kind of see Trump and Obama in the same things, where they say comments off the cuff because they believe them to be true, or they feel strongly about things, and instead of keeping like a peaceful, politically like centered and focus, they would just say something that they believed to be like emotionally right, and it would piss people off. And Trump does it more than anybody ever has.
Right.
But he just does it constantly, so it doesn't have any effect when people get pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when Trump called Kanye a jackass. When Obama called Kanye a jackass, or when Obama said that Trayvon Martin could very well be his son.
Yeah.
These are human reactions, but when it comes from the president, it is supposed to have like a certain weight to it, and it impacts things, and people get pissed off and they fly off in different directions. I don't know. I don't know that I would vote for him.
No. Or a president who canceled on the Eagles.
Well, I didn't vote for him either.
He canceled.
Has
that happened before?
No.
No.
But who the fuck wants the Eagles at the White House anyways?
I mean, the only reason anyone wanted them to win the Super Bowl is because they were up against the Patriots. Let's be honest.
I mean, it was going to be one shitbag group or another. And I wasn't really interested in the Patriots going again.
No, that's fine. God, he's been tweeting up a storm today.
He has. His wife made an appearance today.
Old Dolan J. Tramp.
The commander of cheese, Sean.
Melania? What'd Melania do?
She came back. She had surgery like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
She's been laying low, and she made an appearance with him today.
Oh, ain't that cute? Were they holding hands, or was she fighting him off again?
I think they were just sitting together.
Oh. That's fine.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's very unclimactic. No pun.
You should intend that one, actually. I'd appreciate that.
I don't want to. I like her.
It's more of a diss against him. Is it not?
Well, I mean, if he's not going to climax with Melania.
He doesn't get any model action? Well, actually.
Well, then it certainly hits it certainly swats down the Stormy Daniels fuck story.
I'm so glad I haven't heard about that in a couple weeks.
She's suing her former lawyer.
For what?
This is how you know that someone's going down in flames. Because apparently he tried to convince her former lawyer, the one before the current one, tried to convince her to take a deal to shut up. And so now she's suing him because she... I'm not really sure I have it right, but I want to say it's because she believes that he was acting in the best interests of Cohen and Trump. So, like, I don't know if that lawyer treason, whatever.
Sure. Not in her best interests.
Right. So, whatever.
Well, I mean, she's getting fucking paid. What's the problem? She was on
could have
SNL.
And she could have had $130,000.
And she's making all kinds of porn now. Again. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's making paper.
Which, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I
Why is this a
disbelieve
dick
it.
measuring contest? Why is she up in this? I don't understand.
Stormy Daniels?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the point? What is the point? Are you bitter? You bitter? What is she bitter? What is she bitter about? What is she bitter about?
Sorry, I had to take the head off that.
God damn it. Oh, you motherfucker. All right, that's enough head. Now, what is the...
Wow, are you feeling okay?
I'm fucking tired. I've been up since 5. Okay. What is the... I don't understand.
All of these are going to come out wrong when you listen back.
Yeah, that's fine. Well... Is she suing for pride? Pride, power. Don't take no crap from nobody. Like, what?
Who are these characters?
Cool Runnings.
Barely.
Get the fuck out of my house right now.
That was barely Cool Runnings.
Oh my god. It was a reference. Okay, before I have to ask the question 20 more times, what is she suing for? I don't understand.
She just...
She could have made out like a bandit. She's already making out like a bandit.
I don't...
What's
This is
she
why I
gonna
don't...
do?
I-
Does she want more
But this is
publicity?
why I don't think that any of this...
Why does
I
a
would've
porn star need this much PR?
I would have believed this. I believed her probably until a couple months ago. And then, like, this started to get real shaky and then weird, and now she's suing her former lawyer.
Shaky. There are no foundations on this house.
No, well, I know, and it's
She
starting
built
to,
it on sand.
but it's starting to look like this didn't really happen, and she's just playing a fucking game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Suing her former lawyer makes sure fucking... Why does a porn star need this much PR? Why?
Well, unless she's being backed.
Does she want more episodes of SNL? Have her host it.
Well,
Will that shut her up?
I would assume.
I'm sick of her
that-
fucking name in the news. Oh, me too, bro.
I would assume that she's got people whispering in her ears that are more in the political sphere of
Little
things.
birds.
Yeah. I mean, Littlefinger.
Spiders.
No, Littlefinger was the one that manipulated prostitutes.
Oh. 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 Who's Baelish in this situation?
Probably Cuck Schumer.
You know, the more I know about his political career, the more I can see the relation between him and Amy.
Yeah, but he has more chiseled features. So, I mean,
Oh,
I was looking at his cheekbones today in an interview. He was talking about Democratic prospects. We have to stop talking about Trump. We have to start talking about what Democrats offer. And I was like, no one's listening. Which I definitely wasn't, because I was looking at his cheekbones. Which, you know, if you're gonna praise somebody, especially him, like he definitely has good bone structure. I don't know what happened to Amy's, but you know, some things just don't run through the family.
No.
Some members
Well,
of the
they're
family don't
cousins,
run.
not brother and sister. So, that, things change.
Yeah, some people lose. But yeah, you know, I don't know.
Like bad
Maybe
bone
his.
structure and not being funny anymore. She used to be funny. And there was a time.
Oh, I've lost track of that.
Oh, that's fair. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm tired of Stormy. I'm tired of Stormy Daniels. She's old news.
It's also an old horror.
I don't know how to respond to that. Just gonna. Okay.
I don't know if she wants to be the new Marilyn Monroe, where she's like, "I fucked a president," but I'm like, sweetheart, everybody's fucked a president.
Yeah, but she didn't. No. Marilyn wins this, hands down. She fucked a president while he was in office.
I'm sure Stormy Daniels has been in more movies though.
Yeah, but if we're talking about unlocking trophies or PlayStation achievements, like JFK was in office, and a much better looking man.
Yeah, I don't think this happened in his office. It might have happened in his hotel
No,
room.
he wasn't even considering a run for president at that point. He was just doing the real estates.
Allegedly, this only happened in one of Trump's hotel rooms, so not an office.
Right. I was talking about the Oval Office.
Oh, yes. Sorry, the ovary office.
Yeah. Okay. It's gonna make a cigar joke, but that's fine. Never mind.
I was going to say, it's a nice pregnant pause you got there, but
I didn't feel like throwing it back to Clinton.
I'm sure Bill Clinton pushed every intern he had to downstairs, so it's fine.
You know.
And that's not a back of the head gunshot wound suicide from the Clintons either.
No.
Joke.
I was gonna make a joke about Hillary, but
It's just that their enemies are very flexible and very sad.
I was gonna make a joke about Hillary, but as Trump said at the beginning of his presidency, she's been through enough. So, oh my God! All right, well,
So is Bill Clinton. Jesus.
He's been. God damn it! He's been through a lot.
On many levels.
Just leaving it in his wake.
He looks closer and closer to his wake every day.
They'll show up to his wake. Wait, are they Catholic?
No.
No, there won't be a wake. Got it. There'll be a memorial. That's how that works.
Now there will be a parade
Oh,
down
yeah.
down the Capitol.
And then where they put the casket again? Lincoln Memorial.
No. They put it in the Capitol building in the Rotunda.
Oh, that's right.
When a president or somebody of like high esteem dies, they lie in.
American icons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lie in.
I seen it.
They lie dead basically in the Capitol Rotunda.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because that's like the main corridor to like all the chambers of Congress, all two of them, minus the deep state, but which is probably somewhere in Stormy Daniels. And yeah, they just sit there dead.
A Pentagon between her legs, but that's fine.
No, I showed you a picture of her vagina, didn't I?
What? It's not hard to find. She's a porn star.
I know. I thought I sent you several.
Why would you send me a picture of her vagina? You could just tell me to Google it. It's a lot easier. We don't need that on our phone records.
Oh, it's on mine.
Along with other stuff, I'm sure. That's fine. I want to thank everyone for listening to Boozed and Bothered this week. This has been episode 25. You can find us at boozedandbothered.com and also on social media at Boozed and Bothered, facebook.com/boozedandbothered, instagram.com/boozedandbothered, and also on Twitter at boozedandbothered, no and, just the n. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and YouTube. Losing track here. If you guys like the podcast, if you love it, if you hate it, rate it, leave it in the comments. Let us know. Give us suggestions. Just
totally
talk
hate
to us.
and share.
Yeah,
hate and share.
Hate
is
share.
great.
Talk to us. We talk back. We do.
Yeah, we're mouthy.
Yeah, we're mouthy. Well, you can. We can almost guarantee you can almost 99.99999% guarantee a response from us. You'll hear it. So interact. Let us know what you think. Start a debate. Start a discussion. We love those.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you all once again. My name is Sean, aka Daddy, your co-host and producer. I'm holding in a burp. Sorry.
It's all right. You got to be yourself, man. My name is Jonathan, and I'm your host.
And we will see you all next week.
Later.
Later.